Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am happy that you have chosen to join me for this reading as we look into the cards for information that we need to know right now. It is a timeless reading, so whenever you have chosen to click on this video to watch or listen, it is meant for you at that point in your journey. It is also a general reading, meaning there are going to be messages that may not resonate with you, may not speak to you or your situation. So please feel free to let that go. If there are messages or information, signs or symbols that come through that do connect with you, I would encourage you to continue to think through that information after the video is completed. Before we jump into the cards, let's focus on our breathing. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow your body to be still, to become grounded in the position you have chosen to listen or watch this video. As you're breathing, you can ask the universe, higher power, spirit, if there are any symbols or signs for you to see and receive. And as you inhale and exhale, allow your mind to calm, to let go of any busyness. Allow your heart to be still. And as you breathe in and breathe out, release any tension or tightness that you may be feeling throughout your body. And let's begin. So I chose to roll the dice before the reading to kind of get an overall sense of what may be received, the intention for the reading, and the numbers that came up are 90, 70, and 30. So when we break down 90, 9 can represent fulfillment, fruition, attainment, excuse me. When we look at 70, that breaks down to a 7, which is reflection, representative of the divine or the universe. It can also represent a need to reflect or assess. And then with 30, it breaks down to a 3, which is definitely representative of growth, that creative spirit, a creative mind. So we will see what information connects with that through our cards. We're going to start with our tarot cards. Our first is 6 of Wands. And also I forgot to say, if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using or the decks that I'm using, feel free to find the information in the description box. Next we have number 7, the Chariot. So interesting, there's a connection to our dice. The number 7 and 7 that was represented. So confirmation or affirmation if you look for that in the readings themselves. Next we have 5 of Swords. And it's interesting, I did a reading recently as well, and the 5 of Swords was in that reading as well. So we'll see what messages are received for this one. Next we have the Star. Major Arcana, number 17. We have 8 of Pentacles. And 4 of Wands. And last for our tarot cards, we have 4 of Swords. So as I look just across the cards, what is jumping through is definitely the colors, the vibrancy of the colors. There are a lot of deep greens, which is our heart chakra, the blues, the different hues of blues, which is our throat chakra. The reds are very, very vibrant in these cards as well, which is our foundation chakra, our root chakra. I'm also sensing a need to connect with your heart. Whether it's healing that is needed, whether it's feeling emotions. With those blue colors that are coming through also, with the green colors that are coming through representing our heart, with the blue, in this part of your life right now, is there something you need to speak? Is there a conversation you need to have? Is there communication that is needed? Whether it's at work or in a romantic relationship, family, or a platonic friendship or a platonic relationship. So let's dive further into our cards. First, we have the Six of Wands. And Six of Wands is one of openness. It is one of victory, commitment, controlling our expectations. So right now, it could also represent victory. So right now, is there a need for you to be open? So interesting. The colors that came through the heart, is there a need for your heart to be more open? Is there a need for with the blues, your need to speak, to be more open in your communication? I'm sensing honesty. Honesty is needed, is what I'm receiving. So with the Six of Wands, a need for openness, because that victory will be provided, meaning there will be a healthy outcome, whether it's just for you, whether it's to repair a relationship or begin to build a relationship. There will be healthiness as an outcome. Is there a need to commit to something in your life? Maybe you are dragging your feet. Maybe you are stagnant right now and you know that decision needs to be made. Maybe you need a deeper commitment to a project, to a relationship, to, I'm receiving writing a book, writing literature, writing curriculum. So is there a need for a deeper commitment of your time for that? With the control, I'm sensing to separate it from the expectations. So are you controlling by nature? Right now on your journey, is there a need to let go so that you can have that celebration that comes after a personal victory, a group victory if you're working on a project? You can see the confetti and the celebration that's taking place on the card. So is there a need to let go of that control? Often when we hold on to something very tight, or we don't let our control go, or we try to manipulate situation, there's often fear underneath that. So what do you fear? If you let go of that control, even just a little bit, what is it that you think will happen? What is it that you fear would happen? What I'm receiving is, what is the worst that could happen? And then go backwards from that. Next we have the Chariot. So definitely a one of action, a forward movement, of getting ready for movement. So is there a need right now for you to prepare? It can also represent a change because of that forward movement. The Chariot often is illustrated in cards with horses drawing it, and it's in a fast forward movement. So maybe a new phase is coming for you right now. Maybe you are in that new phase. Hold tight, because it's going to be one of growth for you. It's going to be one of excitement for you, one of action. Maybe you also, as I alluded to, need to get ready for change. With the Chariot, also travel. So maybe you were wondering, should I go ahead and plan that vacation? Should I go ahead and take that short little trip? Life is short, my friends, and the Chariot can also represent travel. So that could be confirmation for you. It can be one of inspiration as well. So are you one that often is told, you inspire me, you cause me to be a better person, you help me understand things differently, or you help me through something, you are such a good supporter? Is there a situation that maybe you know your strengths could be used in a positive manner to help someone else, to help someone move forward? The Chariot would encourage you to consider that. Also, it can mean to guard your emotions. And I going back to this card, remembered that control piece that I didn't follow through with. But with the control, I'm sorry, the expectations. Do you have expectations that are affecting your emotions because it's not coming to fruition, as our number 9 represented in the 90? Because when we set definitely unrealistic expectations, but when we put our own expectations on a situation, on an individual, and it doesn't happen, then our emotions are going to be unbalanced. And there's different thought patterns, philosophies out there, but when we put our expectations on other people, it often doesn't end well, because there is that undertone of control, which definitely came through with that 6 of Wands. So I'll leave that with you. You'll know if that speaks to you in your situation right now. Next, we have the 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords can be inner conflict. It doesn't always have to be a conflict with someone else. On this illustration, they are running from something and they are being met with swords. So definitely what I'm sensing is that fight or flight mode. Are you in that fight or flight mode right now? Are you in a need to make a choice, whether it's to stay or go? Speak or refrain for now? With this 5 of Swords, also what I'm sensing is, are you opposing something? Are you digging your heels in right now in your situation? Is there a need to get out of your own way and move with the flow, move with the forward motion? Get out of your own way so that there can be forward motion. And it can mean with our own selves, that inner conflict. Maybe right now you are just battling some inner demons, some inner chaos. Maybe you are doing that shadow work and it is difficult at this time. Keep moving forward. Keep going. It's right behind that Chariot, which is one of movement forward, of action. There is going to be answers, solutions. It will be for your betterment. When we choose to face those inner demons or chaos or conflict, whatever term resonates with you, when we choose to face them, it is for our betterment, which often has that ripple effect to our situations around us and to the individuals that are in our life. And followed up with that is the star, is another major arcana. And number 8, when you break down 17 to number 8, 8 is of action, friends, another action card. So make that choice, fight or flight, stay or go, speak or refrain for now. Doesn't mean you don't ever have to speak, because definitely the hues of blue, going back to that with our throat chakra, but maybe just wait. The star is there to continue that inner work. And I'm just looking at this card. I don't know if it'll come through, but she's wading through the water. And it looks like murky, kind of muddy, squishy. I think of the bed on a river or lake. It's that squishy, muddy sand. So continue to tread through, friends, if you are doing that work. Or if you are in a conflict, consider compromising, because there is light afterwards. There is health in a relationship. You can see the individual's hands are in an upward position, which is one of release, which is one of welcoming, which is one of peace. You are releasing your need to control, to manipulate, to strangle kind of the situation, not physically, but emotionally or mentally. And even with our energy, we can send that type of energy out to someone else. So also with the star is one of hope, is one of light. It is reconciling those differences, coming, on the heels of that 5 of Swords. It is behooving you so far in the reading that if there is conflict, internal or with someone else, to reconcile those differences. Also to persevere came through, and the star represents that as well. Because there's so much benefits when we move through that and into the light, and the light representing healthiness for us, for our soul, for our mind, for our heart, and then therefore our relationships around us. And again, that number 8 representing that action, that mastery, accomplishment is here as well with the star. Next we have 8 of Pentacles. And a lot of deep greens, mainly greens on this card, which represents our heart. So right now, the 8 of Pentacles represents that balance. Being wise with our choices, seeking advice when needed. So maybe right now with those green hues, there's something going on in your heart. Maybe there is something that you need to balance, because the 8 of Pentacles also represents prosperity. Yes, financial. It can also mean spiritual. It can also mean internal prosperity, meaning releasing that negativity, the negative emotions, pain, trauma. There's prosperity in our soul, in our spirit when we do that. So if this is speaking to you, the green is so strong on this 8 of Pentacles, this illustration. Is the conflict in your heart? The star is right between them. Let it shine. Let that light shine. Do that inner work. Release that negativity. Release. Do what it takes to release that pain that maybe has you stuck. I'm looking here, and the skeleton is in, like, it looks like a briar. So what is holding you back? What is keeping you stagnant in your heart right now? Consider that. Next, we have the 4 of Wands. Beautiful card. Four of Wands represents balance again. Very strong message of balance, friends. And you'll know what that is in your life. It represents fruition. It represents creativity, and creativity coming through with our 30 at the beginning. Prosperity again, stability, and a lot of reds in this illustration of the Four of Wands, which is our root chakra. So what is it that keeps you grounded? What is it that builds your foundation and keeps it stable? Connect with that right now at this time in your life as we seek information for right now. Return to that. Maybe right now you are in that fight or flight mode and your foundation is rocking. It feels shaky. Connect with what it is that provides that peace, that sense of calm. That will benefit you right now. Take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to pause. Take a moment to just be still. Also with the Four of Wands is that creative piece. So maybe right now I see those beautiful flowers on the card. Maybe this card and reading is calling you to make that decision that came out earlier, to seek what will provide that foundation to move forward and allow your creative side just to burst forth. Don't fear that. Really intensely is coming through. Don't fear that. You have talent. You have skill. You have a gift to give the world. Step forth in that. Definitely intensely coming through right now. And if that speaks to you, you know what it means for you. And last for our tarot cards, we have the Four of Swords. So interesting. Coming behind that Four of Wands, the messages that have come out earlier represents a need for solitude, a need for rest, a need for reflection, and remaining calm. So that reflection piece again represented with our number 7 that came through the 70 on our dice. A need to assess, maybe connecting to the divine, to the universe, to higher power, what it is that you relate to. Is there a need interesting on this illustration, there's the coffin. What is it in your life that you need to address right now for your health? For your mental health, your physical health, spiritual health, if you connect with that, your emotional well-being. Is there a need to seek wisdom, seek advice? There's nothing wrong with that. Society says, oh, that's a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. When we choose to make ourselves healthier, that's strength, that's courage, that's determination. Total opposite of weakness, my friends. Let's look at our oracle cards. We have forgiveness. And it says, you're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So maybe there is a need for forgiveness, for resolution, for making things right. Whichever one you connect with. This card here is encouraging you, and it's close to the Five of Swords as well, encouraging you to take those steps. Maybe you need that solitude, that reflection, connecting with the divine that came, all of them came through the dice, so that you can have that spirit of resolution, spirit of compromise, spirit of forgiveness, so that you can heal for you. And it says you are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Continue forward, my friend. Continue forward. Next, we have infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. So a lot came through as far as that stability, the prosperity, the ability to let go. So there is abundance there. Obstacles, that inner work, obstacles, maybe it's at work, maybe it's in a friendship, they are being removed. Be open to that. Be open to the change, that came through with the Chariot. A new perspective, a new phase in life. Change, yes, can be scary, but it often brings a new adventure. It often brings new opportunities. So those obstacles that may be standing in your way right now for that new phase to begin, so there can be success and prosperity and abundance, it is happening, or it soon will be happening, because those obstacles are being removed. There is spiritual support, it says, and connections are increasing. So if you are seeking higher power, spirit, or connection with the universe, there is support there for you right now on your journey. And connections are increasing. So whether, again, it's on the spiritual realm, whether it's in relation to friendships, family, work, those connections are increasing. When we look at also some other numbers in our reading, we had 2 number 8s, so going back to that action and mastery. We had 2 number 4s, which is manifesting, having structure, having stability, evolving as well. There were 2 wands in the reading, and the wands themselves are, again, that creativity, having passion for something, igniting passion within ourselves. Also, wands are action-oriented. So that is confirmation of some of the messages that came throughout our reading. And 2 swords, and swords are of communication, often representing truth and justice. So going back to the blues, our throat chakra. Again, is there communication that you need to have, that you need to strike up? Muster up that courage. It's for the betterment of you and the situation as well. With the swords, it can also represent the heart, and that definitely came through with the greens chakras and the messages of the tarot cards. And logic. So going back to those decisions, use logic. Are you being wise with your decisions? Use logic. I'm sensing show restraint. Don't always jump right in. There's wisdom that is needed. Logic, consideration, making sure you've seen all angles before you make some decisions. And my eyes being drawn to my wooden statement here is breathe. So take that time right now in your life, maybe not in this moment because you can't, but soon. Take that time to breathe. Take that time just to be still. Whether it's a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or longer. Take that time for you. I hope, my friends, this information has helped. I hope that you have gained some insight for you on your journey right now. If there's any information, again, that does not connect, please let it go because it is a general reading. If there are messages that do resonate, I would encourage you to continue to meditate or think through them. As always, friends, light and love to you.